never changes. When atomic fire consumed the Earth, those who survived did so in great underground vaults. When they opened, their inhabitants set out across the ruins of the old world to build new societies, establishing villages, forming tribes. As decades passed, what had been the American Southwest united beneath the flag of the new California Republic, dedicated to old world values of democracy and the rule of law. As the Republic grew, so did its needs. Scouts spread east, seeking territory and wealth in the dry and merciless expanse of the Mojave Desert. They returned with tales of a city untouched by the warheads that had scorched the rest of the world, and a great wall spanning the Colorado River. The NCR mobilized its army and sent it east to occupy Hoover Dam and restore it to working condition. But across the Colorado, another society had arisen under a different flag. A vast army of slaves forged from the conquest of 86 tribes, Caesar's Legion. 4 years have passed since the Republic held the dam, just barely, against the Legion's onslaught. The Legion did not retreat. Across the river, it gathers strength. Campfires burn, training drums beat. Through it all, the New Vegas Strip has stayed open for business, under the control of its mysterious overseer, Mr. House, and his army of rehabilitated tribals and police robots. You are a courier, hired by the Mojave Express to deliver a package to the New Vegas Strip. What seemed like a simple delivery job has taken a turn for the worse.
You got what you were after, so pay up.
You're crying in the rain, Pally.
Guess who's waking up over here?
Time to cash out.
Will you get it over with?
Maybe cons kill people without looking them in the face. But I ain't a fink. Dig? You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene. From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-carat run of bad luck. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
You're awake. How about that? Whoa, easy there, easy. You've been out cold a couple of days now. Why don't you just relax a second? Get your bearings. Let's see what the damage is. How about your name? Can you tell me your name? I can't say it's what I'd have picked for you, but if that's your name, that's your name. I'm Doc Mitchell. Welcome to Goodsprings. Now, I hope you don't mind, but I had to go rooting around there in your noggin to pull all the bits of lead out. I take pride in my needlework, but you'd better tell me if I left anything out of place. How'd I do? Well, I got most of it right anyway. Stuff that mattered. Okay. No sense keeping you in bed anymore. Let's see if we can get you on your feet. Good. Why don't you walk down to the end of the room, over by that vigor tester machine there. Take it slow now. It ain't a race. looking good so far. Go ahead and give the vigor tester a try. We'll learn right quick if you got back all your faculties. Huh. Must be some frontal lobe damage. All right, I guess that about does it. Come with me, I'll see you out. Here, these are yours. Was all. I hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. I thought it might. Didn't have much choice, I'm afraid. You should talk to Sonny Smiles before you leave. I reckon some of the other folks at the saloon. Anyway, you ever get. But try not to get.
Howdy, partner. Don't mention it. I was out for a stroll that night when I heard once they'd run off, I dug you up to see. Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascal. I moseyed into town, old 10. Anyway, it's a... I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model. Happy?
You must be the one Doc Mitchell. I've got plenty of supplies for sale. Even got some weapon mods. If you're hurting for caps, I've also... Weapon mods are things like... Special ammo includes... There's also hollow point bullets, which have the... It's all about quantity over quality. The leader was a New Vegas type. Typical... The great cons normally stay in their own territory. Twice. Both times I drank a lot of liquor and lost most of my caps at... If you ever get to New Vegas, be sure to visit Gomorrah. Word of advice. Behave. Between the NCR and military. I'm afraid I don't know much myself. Mr. House has got his own casino. The other casinos follow Mr. House's rules. So I guess that makes him the leader. I think that robot who pulled you out of the dirt belongs to Mr. House. They're tough sons of bitches. Mean, but not crazy. They'll leave you alone. The Great Khan's dealing illegal chems. Give me a shout if you need a... Take it.
Howdy. The one in the fancy suit seemed to be called. Word of advice, though, if you ever... Was a prospector until I decided... Nah. Means I... Way I see it, salvage means it's broken. Nope. Had a pretty good claim once, way out east. Don't get me wrong. The NCR's got a lot of... Towns like Good Springs and Prim don't stay independent. They're slavers, led by a guy named Caesar. A couple of years ago, they tried to take over Hoover Dam. The Legion's got its strength back, and is getting ready for it. We've been hearing stories about legionaries on... The dam powers a lot of New Vegas, and then there's all that clean water line. Meat and hide, mostly. Can find a bunch of wild ones high up in the hills. The machine? Harmless, no matter what Trudy says. Keep your gun handy if you...
Cheyenne, stay. Sure can. Take the road southeast. NCR patrols do a good job of keeping... Off the road, you'll probably start running into hostile wild... Not in Good Springs, no. But most of what's in there is junk, but there's this old... If you want to take a shot at it. If the lock's too much for you to handle, you'll need those to pick the lock. Be careful. Always happy to help someone. I hunt geckos mostly. The meat's pretty good, and I also help keep the town clear of rat school. Sure. Southeast of here is Prim. Can't miss it, since it has the giant old roller coaster. If you follow the road north, you'll eventually hit Sloan and Quarry Junction. I wouldn't head that direction if I were you, though. The new California Republic. Bunch of settlers. They can be right pushy, but the roads are... Not that I got... Well, the wildlife, for one. They're protecting their own. Just happens to help. They've been holding off this other... Got a funny name. Call themselves Caesar's Legion. I hear rumors, that's about it. Supposedly they... But maybe that's just something folks in the NCR could... Around here, mostly coyotes and geckos. The geckos aren't too tough, but they've got a nasty bite. Stick to the roads when you can, and steer clear of the hills north of Good Springs. If you want to... Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Meet me outside.
That Doc Mitchell sure knows his stuff, doesn't he?
Now, see the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there? Take this and try to hit a couple of them. That's the right idea. Start crouching down and staying. Nice shot. Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you can... Tell you what. I gotta go chase geckos. Follow me. Hear that up on the ridge behind me there? Bunch of little monsters is what they are. Let's see if we can get a little closer. Okay. Okay, you're on. Go give him hell. See? You're getting the hang. There's 2 more wells. Shouldn't take more than a couple. Come with me. There's too many! Holy moly. I came up here to draw water. Thank you. Now that was some good work. Here's a little spending. One more thing I want. Thought I might teach you about living off the land. All right then. Let me think now. I know it. Bring those on back. Let me see what you got. All right, now. Go on over to that camp. Hey, that's not bad, see? Sometimes it won't be a campfire. Important thing to get is it's all the same idea. You just need to find the... Well, I hope that's... I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the... She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke...
Hello? Can you help me? My girl is trapped by geckos. Go up the path, past the broke... You will? Sorry I tricked you, but thanks for clearing out the geckos.
I'm done being nice. If you don't hand Ringo over soon, I'm going to get my friends and we're burning this town to the ground. Got it?
We'll keep that in mind. Now, if you're not gonna buy something, get out. Well, you've been causing quite a stir. Give me a shout if you need anything. Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of... About a week ago, this traitor, Ringo, comes into town. We figured he was just in shock. So... He's holed up at the abandoned... You mean murder him? That's not our way, even if Cobb is... Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gang. Chain gangs, really. The NCR problem is, it turns out that giving convict was a big escape not too long ago. Some of them... If you were able to get Ringo out of this mess, you'd have a decent reputation around... course, helping Ringo would also make the powder gangers mad. Don't know why you'd want to do a thing like that. Yep, you'd get on their good side. He's a convict, just without the chains. Said his name was Not much, other than they're a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few... Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor. They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in the checkered coat sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's... I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about... Fellow wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go... Sure, the outside looks okay, but there'd be caps in it for you. I know that thing is... Other than rolling around once in a while. I don't know why it took an interest in you, but I'd be careful. It acts friendly enough, but I don't trust that whole cheerful cowboy. It was here when I took over the saloon 7 years ago. Mostly traders looking to buy bighorn or meat, and most travelers heading south on the I-15. There's always something interesting going on, but the biggest news... The new California Republic's got the most power in Nevada. They do what they can to keep things safe in the region. I'm pretty sure the NCR wants to hold on to the dam. The Legion are a bunch of savages, though. Slavers, killers, and all other kinds of trouble. The rumor is that the Legion is far larger than the NCR lets on. Feeling thirsty? Yeah.
Hey!
You looking to buy some supply? If Ringo doesn't head out on his own, don't mistake that for coward talk, though. We're a town of... Thanks.
What do you want? He's some trader who decided he'd rather shoot than pay the toll, but serve these idiots right. What the hell for? Just farmers and ranchers. Shit, yeah. Mayor Cobb. First things first, though. You go settle. There are too many places to hide around here. He'd seen me coming and he doesn't know you, though. While you're doing that, I'll be here waiting for my friend. It is now. Me and the rest of the guys busted out of NCR prison east. None of your damn business. Rob some people, burn some. Same old shit that's been going on for years. Never been there since the NCR's got... I've run with some tough gangs, but I gotta admit, I ain't saying I'm afraid of them. New California Republic. They've got troops all over the Mojave.
That's close enough. Sorry about the gun. We got off to a bad start. Oh, sorry. It's a two-player game, and the winner takes... The goal is to create... It's why you won't see Caravan in any casino. Here, take this holotape. So... Just keep an eye out for him while you travel. I've never stopped here. It's been in business for a very long... There's a branch up in New Vegas, but it hasn't been... What? No... Just hold me.
Need more women around here.
What do you want now? Good. We'll still need a... We ain't got much in the way of supply. Once you're done with that stuff, we'll...
You looking to buy some supply? What? All right. Another satisfied...
Welcome back. Well, I already told you I came from a vault. It seemed like a good idea. I found that I could help a lot. Eventually, I went back and married my... Well, ain't we all, right? This here's Good Springs, named after the water. It's a quiet town, and that's how we like it. That'd be Victor. Curious fella. He's real friendly, don't get me wrong. He keeps to himself, mostly. You want to know more? I didn't see him or the men with him. Your best bet would probably be Trudy. Are you sure? All right, that does sound...
We ready to move or what? All right. It's about time.
Like that? You like that? Dang. Dang. I'm hit. Dang. I'm hit.
Beats being in prison.
Never thought I'd ever have my own town. Just tell them I sent you. Oh, not all powder gang. I figure we'll hang around. Won't kill anybody else. Hello?
I won't make any trouble for... Give me a shout if you...
Damn. Running low on smokes again.
Look at you. Walking. This is, or was, the big... One day, us prisoners... That'll be Eddie. You can... Yeah, all right. That's us. We got sent... Of course, dynamite works pretty good. Me? I ran with the toughest gang in the hub. We've got the biggest, baddest fort in the world.
You and me are all right.
Didn't know anyone would willingly... I was a sheriff, but short version is that sometimes I'm not sorry for anything I did. I understand that Cook was behind. I stuck around, figured some kind of anti-NCR rep. He went north with some of the other guys. I'm not quite sure the kind... Right now, Eddie and his boys... What?
Never gets old
Could
when
have
something
sworn I saw
blows
some
up.
great cons the other day. Could have sworn I saw some great cons the other day.
Don't let the
Never
NCR
gets old
catch
when
up to you
something
and blows up. It's about time a new customer showed. I was always the guy who could get them. I worked in a casino in New Reno, one of the pit. This is where the NCR sent prisoners. Don't have any other place. Pleasure doing business.
Never gets old when something blows up.
Heard there was a new face around. I was an NCR medic for 6 months, so it also gives me an excuse to stay. Medical supplies go for a decent amount of cap. Let's see. I've been a farm. The location by the highway makes it a good... Me? One night, there was a... When it was all over, the...
You hear about the death claws north of here?
Hey.
Haven't seen a decent caravan come up the road in days. Haven't seen a decent caravan come up the road in days.
What are you looking at? Why? It's because I mess up. Not much. Dynamite. I keep an eye on my...
Watch yourself.
Dawes said he let somebody in. So you... This is Powder Ganger territory. Chavez formed his own crew and been... That lead... Chavez is the ringleader. Good. Chavez and his boy... Why do you care? It was all Cook's idea. The rest of us just tagged along. The NCR called it a work release prison. One mean son of a bitch. Really. He and his crew went north.
Damn, running.
You just walked into the wrong... That's nothing new. All right. I got the message. You won't see me around these parts again.
Hey.
I've been thinking that since we got plenty of... I'm happy you cleared that up for me. But something feels funny about... Most people already know we run this territory and are usually in... Yeah. Hey. Better be careful around these parts. Guess I was a little too Not a whole gang or anything, just... No, but they're all... Yeah. You won't see me around here again.
Steer clear of the Mojave post. NCR.
What? Good. Had him figured for it. The NCR hasn't raised hell over our break. I know the NCR has troops near Prim.
Troopers all over the place down there.
You won't see me around here again.
Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Some convicts from the prison. What's more, there are 2 tribes. We'd love to, but they don't fall under We don't have the equipment to take. You should talk to Lieutenant Hayes. He's...
I'm Sergeant McGee of the... I have no idea. I'm from the hub originally, but it's been a long time.
I'm Lieutenant Hayes of the new military operation. We were sent out here to, as you can probably... The mission isn't a problem. The problem is I'm trying to get some reinforcements here. Most people just call it NCRCF. A little bit ago, the convicts that... Not much. They've taken to calling themselves power. They got organized. Thankfully, the small group in town here seem... I have some... Where do you come from that you haven't heard? If you haven't heard of us, you must not be from the Legion. Sure can. The NCR was founded from the... We now consist of... a bunch of degenerate slavers led by a... I've even heard one of their leaders, the... Well, it's no secret. First, we want to remain... Second, we want to prevent the Legion...
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
This is Paladin Tristan. If you're listening to this, then you've made it through the presidential...
Hello.
It's been a long tour. All I can think about now is going back home.
Found you.
I don't know what it was brought you to Prim, young. Johnson Nash is my name. I'm a trader, primarily. Well, I don't got any... I'll tell you whatever I can. Oh, so you're talking about one of them packages. That cowboy robot had us hire 6 couriers. Each was carrying something a little different. Pair of dice. Last word I have from the office, it looked like first deadbeat we hired to do the job canceled. Yeah, I got this look when he saw you next down on the courier list. I said, sure as like a rain, you were still kicking. No, let Courier 6 carry the package. That's what he said. No idea. Sounds like you two had... Hope he didn't see any trouble in that package of yours. Nope, different fella. Bigger. Well, now that you mentioned it, he said he saw a fellow with the daisies. Well, for that, your best bet is going to be talk. Since they came to town, he was keeping a good bit. He may have heard. A Beagle had some notes he was taking while he was... Hey, youngster. Right now, Beagle is the club. First thing I'd say. Well, sure do. I run. Let's see. He started with the breakout from the prison up the road. Now they call themselves Power. A little while ago, a good chunk... Well, you can call Beagle a deputy. Boy was about as useful as tits on a rat scorpion. Still, I suppose... Gangers... Pleasure doing business with.
Hello there. My husband and I are... My mother taught me never to say it's a sad state of... My specialty, the venom has a sharp... It's perfectly safe. Long... Does... Guess you...
Howdy, partner. Welcome to the Vicky and Prim Slim at your service. Authentic cow. Where have you been, partner? Vicky and Vance were this nation's 4th or maybe 5th most. Prim Slim here can say. Yahoo! First things first. Any boss you've heard about Vicky and Vance? Fact is, they begun their crime spree 2 days before. Now, true, Vicky and Vance didn't exactly. It was more like a narrow swath of shoplifting. Having lived by the gun, well, Vance owned one anyway. It was only fit. Perhaps it was fate itself that accidentally drove them into. Or maybe they just didn't notice until it was too late. It's been. We'll never know for sure. All we know is that the crossfire tore the. You can put your eyes on the genuine death cards.
Hey.
Rather be left alone to my misery if you don't mind.
Howdy, partner. Welcome to the... Just mosey on over to the display. Well, look at that. I happened across it. Prim is a thriving resort. Whether you can't wait till Vegas to... The town's premier... Why, this is the Vicky... You got it, partner. First things first. The Bison Steve is one of... Rumor is the dealers over there cheap.
You and me are all right.
What? Sounds like they're already... There's no reason for you to stick around and help.
Will you quit bothering me?